Ali. Happy for many of us. Continue to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of us lost loved ones. But once again, we demonstrated our mettle and strength as a people and country. Through the grace of God, we enter a new year filled with hope and anticipation of better days ahead. I do not merely speak of hope and faith because it is convenient to use these words. I speak with confidence of the promise and opportunity that lie ahead because we have seen that despite the devastating impact of the pandemic on lives and livelihoods, we have persevered and are continuing to make strides in the development of our country. The protection of our people has always been of paramount importance. And over the past 2 years, we have seen and we have been pragmatic and responsible in our approach and demonstrated consistent care and concern for our people. Through decisive action, we ensured that every Dominican citizen had access to testing, to life-saving vaccines, and to specialized care paid for by the state. I assure you, this has not been any easy task. The world over, small and large economies have been severely impacted by this pandemic. In fact, while we continue to offer free testing to our citizens on our small island, many advanced economies currently struggle with making testing available to the millions who need it. This is just one reminder that the effects of this pandemic is not only felt here in Dominica, and that we must not take our successes for granted. And so I am proud that while in Dominica we took the necessary decisions to protect lives, we also focused on keeping the wheels of the economy turning, people in jobs, salaries paid, and our debts serviced. This past year, we recorded many achievements that will continue to bear fruit into this new year and beyond. Among our many achievements was the signing of the agreement for the development of our international airport, and God's willing, by the end of this month, we will sign the contract for construction to begin. Already, we have cleared land for the construction of access roads, a lab for in-house soil and material testing is complete, and 31 new homes at Wesley are near ready for moving. As a matter of fact, just the infrastructure ready we need to put in place. The project is a key undertaking for this government and for the people of Dominica because the international airport has the potential to transform the economy of our country and place it on a progressive path to development for the benefit of current and future generations. The commencement of direct flights from Miami by American Airlines just last month, December, is a significant boost to air access. And I can tell you, our tourism stakeholders are already benefiting from this. We have seen an increase in bookings at our local hotel properties, and the announcement that American Airlines will operate daily flights into Dominica from April 2022 is a sure sign of confidence in our destination. And we pray, God, that we'll continue to reap benefits from this flight. We also saw the continuation of government's housing program, with keys handed over to additional families in Cochrane, Calanago Territory, Casabruce, and Collio. I was especially thrilled to participate in the ceremony last week to hand over keys to 12 beneficiaries of homes under the government's housing recovery project. We touched the lives of families from Marigot, Yampis, Goodwill, Girardel, Portsmouth, Seneca, Dalis, and Warner. This project dates back to my negotiations, as you recall, with the World Bank less than 1 month after Hurricane Maria for an EC $110 million financial package to restore livelihoods in agriculture and the housing sectors in particular. Under the Housing Recovery Project, for example, 420 homes will be rebuilt, built completely, with 103 homes currently under construction. So as we speak, approximately 100 homes are currently under construction, and I believe contracts were signed a couple of weeks ago for 27 additional ones. And we're expecting to see the construction of up to 1,000 homes during this year, 2022. Good news for so many people who are waiting for a home. And the government gave a commitment to housing every family, and we shall do so by the grace of God and with perseverance and determination. We will move ahead with housing developments in Paybush, and I'm very happy for the Paybush folks who've been waiting in Boama Park for some time. We've cleared the lands to allow for access and soil testing, as you saw. The Roosevelt Valley, Woodfordale, Eggleston, Soufriere, Skerrit, Point Michel, and Caneville, plus Granby, and for the people of Dubic in Center, we will be reconstructing all of the homes there. Huge sums of money will be spent. In health, we continue to strengthen the primary healthcare sector in Dominica. No doubt, we have been making tremendous progress with the health infrastructure. New health and wellness centers opened in Vegas, Bellevue-Chopin, Portsmouth, Marigot, and Maho. And with new facilities due to open in the new year, this month, going into February, in Newtown, in Bacatel, Penville, Ansdeme, Soufriere, and Collioure. And all of these health centers are complete, and some of them are even occupied by the nurses and providing care to the residents in those health districts. And we are addressing the needs of patients at the community level with a focus on wellness, prevention, and care. And so we're so happy for those investments in primary health care. We also saw advances in the provision of care at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. A fully equipped cardiology department opened at the hospital, allowing for surgical procedures to now be performed on island. And an MRI machine was commissioned, enhancing diagnostic capacity at our hospital. Earlier this year, Dominica celebrated the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and syphilis, a most significant milestone for our health sector and our health system in Dominica. We are also proud of our achievements in education. While learning continued online, we were able to distribute over 3,000 devices to our primary school students, and many more will be distributed this month. We were therefore able to ensure full access to online learning, complemented by the provision of affordable internet access. And I believe parents are paying some $10 a month for internet access for their children. Our teachers were not left behind. And I repeat, our teachers were not left behind. The Cabinet in 2021 approved a new organizational structure for secondary schools across Dominica, which includes over 230 new established positions for school administrators, teachers, and guidance counselors. This, we hope, will lead to increased professionalism, career development, and upward mobility for our education professionals, and certainly our students will no doubt benefit from this new structure as well. The new school term begins on Wednesday and will continue online. I am very aware of the stress this learning modality has caused our parents, teachers, students, and all others involved. This is not the preferred mode of learning for any of us. But with the threat of a new COVID-19 variant and the virus still very present among us, it is still the safest course of action. But that notwithstanding, the Ministry of Education, and I want to commend them, has prepared a proposal for face-to-face learning. And it is the hope that, an expectation that the ministry will discuss this proposal with stakeholders in a few days, obviously taking all things into consideration, and whether there is a possibility, certainly not next week, but during the course of the term, whether we can go to face-to-face learning. But we have to monitor how things are going. But we'll solicit the input of stakeholders, parents and teachers and school administrators in that process. I know the ministry has had consultations, and that's how they were able to come up with the proposal. But now that the proposal is prepared, we would like to have those consultations. But I call on all of us to do what must be done to diminish the spread of this virus so that our children can safely return to the classroom. Continue to wash hands and sanitize and wear your mask. And with this new variant that is spreading like wildfire across the globe, we have to be even more vigilant in our country. And so I make an appeal once again for every eligible Dominican to get vaccinated. Not only have we made the vaccines available to our adult population, but the Pfizer vaccine is available on island for children 12 to 17 years old. Please, please avail yourselves of the opportunity to get yourselves and your children who are eligible vaccinated. If only so that we can return to a state of normalcy and our children can return to play and school in their normal settings. We have already said that while vaccination is a personal choice, it is also an action that benefits the community as a whole. I appeal to you to make the right decision for the good of your children, your families, your communities, and of course, your country, Dominica. For our part, we'll continue to plan ahead for the eventual return of our children to in-person learning. Hopefully, our ability as a collective to beat this pandemic and return all our lives to some form of normalcy. For our small business owners, good news in this bright and early new year. We have finally finalized the $30 million loan agreement with the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB, for lending to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in Dominica. The negotiation took a little longer, lots of documents to sign, lots of documents to review, but thank God it is here nonetheless. And we have received the first tranche of the funds from the CDB. And I am pleased to report that these funds will be made available on very concessionary terms to our business owners, whose operations we know have taken a hit from this pandemic. As Minister for Finance, I found it fitting that these monies should go towards assisting businesses to get back to their feet, recoup their losses, and rebuild for the future. Certainly, this is great news for our business community. And we plan to sign the agreement with the aid bank to manage the lending of these funds on behalf of the government of Dominica. And so I'm very happy. And let me say to you that these were not monies that the CDB gave us specifically for small businesses or micro businesses. The government took a decision to allocate those funds to small business, small and micro and medium-sized businesses in Dominica. And so we're very happy that finally the funds are here. And what better way to usher in the new year for small businesses in Dominica. And so we are also poised to move ahead with plans for the enhancement of Roosevelt and the upgrade of the cruise facilities on the bayfront, the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard. And you will hear more about this in coming weeks. But I am particularly excited about the construction of the new library at the same location on Victoria Street. Expected to get underway, certainly by God's grace, this year. This facility will serve as much more than a modern library. It will also feature a performing arts studio for dance, including ballet, and a music recording studio for the use of our many talented artists and musicians. I know they have spoken to so many artists and musicians out there, and they need this, and we're certainly looking forward to delivering this to so many of our young people. And this project, as you know, is dear to me. It has taken longer than I would have liked to get it off the ground. But because of the many competing interests this government has to give attention to, in any 1 year, we can understand the delay. But I am happy that we will finally see the start of this project this year. I know this is an important project for many of you, and I think we will all be pleased when it is complete. And certainly I look forward to its start, but I'm even more excited about its completion. I am also excited about the development prospects that are about to take off in the town of Portsmouth this year. We are moving ahead with the construction of a full-service administrative building in the town of Portsmouth to decentralize government services and to provide ease of access to the residents of the North. And of course, there are existing government offices that are scattered all over the town of Portsmouth. They'll be brought into one single building. And of course, I want to say to the mayor and to the councillors that the mayor will have her office in this building and to provide better services to the residents of the town of Portsmouth. So I'm very excited about this. And of course, hundreds of young people in the North will have access to new employment opportunities as Clear Harbour expands to Picard Portsmouth. The town will also witness the construction of the bypass, the bypass at the back of the West Indies gas station, and of course at the back of the old Barclays Bank building, from the Indian River across there, certainly enhancing access in and out of Portsmouth, and we look forward to this. And of course, we'll also be building some new hard courts and the reconstruction of the existing basketball court. In fact, my friends, I have invited the parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Ian Douglas, to speak with us about these projects, these very exciting developments in the town of Portsmouth. And I believe I have Honorable Douglas on the line. Do we have Honorable Douglas on the line? Honorable Douglas, good evening to you.
Good evening, Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you very much for taking time off to be with us this evening. I want to take the opportunity again to extend Happy New Year to you and your wife and your family. And please convey a special greeting to Liz Douglas from me, please. Wonderful lady.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, Ian. I mean, we have some things that are on the cards for 2022 for the town of Portsmouth. And of course, we will, at some point, not tonight, but certainly speak to Bourne and Doden, because I know sometimes they feel left out when you talk about Portsmouth.
Yes.
But certainly we have some plans for them as well. But we're focusing on the town of Portsmouth, part of the Portsmouth constituency. So I want to welcome you. And again, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. Now,
yes.
No, Ian, Clear Harbour will open up a new call center in Portsmouth, right in Picard, in a building formerly utilized by the Ross University. How ready are we, though, to commence operations, and what does this mean for the economic life of Portsmouth and surrounding communities?
Oh, well, certainly, Prime Minister, this is a tremendous development. It will bring more life into the Picard area, and there are scores of persons who are already willing and able to take up appointments with all the positions that will be available through the establishment of the call center by Clear Harbour in the Picard area. Firstly, we have a number of persons who were formerly trained by Ross University, and those persons can to take up the positions like Clear Harbour. And also, we have a number of other persons who have left college and graduated from high school, who have been immediately on a daily basis inquiring about how they can take advantage of the opportunities that will be presented by the establishment of Clear Harbour in Portsmouth. And when we speak of Portsmouth, also bear in mind that it's about the entire north and northwest of the island. Portsmouth is really like a hub for the rest of the north and perhaps the south. So we are very excited. I believe we have all of the services that are necessary to support the establishment of the call center in the Picard area. And if persons can come from all over the island and be able to find accommodation, and you have a number of restaurants and other establishments where they can eat and have lunch. So we're very, very happy for this announcement. by Clarabo, and we are ready to support in every way that we can. I believe our people through the building that he spoke about, the contractor has been in contact with me, and I think that they are progressing quite nicely to deliver the building in set order so that the operation can be in quick time.
Yeah.
So we're very excited and very quick. I believe they have about indicated that we start with about 100, and then they will move, like I believe they said, in about April to an additional 125. So we're talking about close to 300 jobs being created by the middle of this year. This is absolutely tremendous for us. Tremendous news for us.
Yeah. But indeed, and of course, you know, I am your neighboring constituency, and we look forward to benefiting as well. And as you know, Portsmouth is the capital of the North, and and no doubt we look forward to Clare Harbour starting. As you know, we had taken Clare Harbour to Portsmouth, I believe, about 10 years ago, scouting for buildings, because it's a proposal that we had put to them some time ago, and I'm happy that it's finally happening, and everything happens at one time. And what better time could this happen in Dominica? So we're very grateful for the partnership that Clare Harbour has played, and of course, thank you for the part you've been playing in ensuring that the government retrofits this building within the specified time, so that we can hand over the building to Clare Harbour and commence operations. Now, Ian, I mean, we also have spoken about this administrative building. We, as you know, we have approved plans. I know you have a working group in Portsmouth chaired by yourself, and the mayor and other stakeholders in Portsmouth are part of this group. But
yes.
but this project, and of course, it will be placed on the former site of Public Works in Portsmouth, for those of us who do not know. And the government has also compulsory acquired adjacent lands so that we have a larger lot to put this building. But certainly it promises to be an impressive edifice. Tell us though, how important is this facility for the provision of services to Portsmouth and the north of Dominica?
Oh, this building is extremely important to the establishment of services that are available in the city. They be now available in the town of Portsmouth. All of the government services can be housed in that building. It's absolutely important. So we are operating from Capuchin or Penville. You have to, even Portsmouth itself, you have to come to Roosevelt for one dose certificate in the registry, or just the renewal of your license. All of those services, you can now come down to Portsmouth and have those services available to you in this administrative building that we speak about. So we're talking about the registry, the immigration department, the sub-treasury, the sports and education can have departments in there. I mean, all of government services can be housed in the environment and the health. And of course, those that are obvious work which you have mentioned, like the town or for the Portsmouth Town Council and the meeting room, and of course an office for the mayor and not this. Actually, right now, since the practice of Hurricane Maria, the Portsmouth Town Council has actually had to rent a private premises. So the construction of this building is absolutely needed, and it's right on time. Of course, you have also said that the parliamentary representative will have an office in there. And of course, the Prime Minister will have an office in there, so you can come now and see things from the north. Especially the elderly.
Sure, of course. I certainly look forward to having office days in Portsmouth. There in this administrative building. The other space that we have, I believe, Ian, would be for the hosting of town hall meetings and wedding receptions, and other public events. So there's a hall that will be able to sit about 500 people, I believe, comfortably.
Yes, Ian, and I mean that is very needed, because you see, we do not have a resource center or hall where we can host those types of activities. The hall that is more popular in Europe, where it's very premium, and you have to go 6 floors up, and we flight upstairs where the elderly can have difficulty accessing. And that building, itself, after the renovation, the building is so small. So we need a space, a communal space of the type that you have just described, impossible for a number of different activities, community activities, community, and it's just absolutely needed.
Excellent.
So we are very excited. I mean, you can feel the mood and the enthusiasm among the people, since these announcements have been made. Because
and of course, Ian, we also tie in the bypass with this project as well, as and with the construction of a new bus terminal along the bypass to allow for more parking and easement. So it is certainly once.
Yeah, that is great. That is great, because I think the first square is really not designed for a bus center as it's presently being used. So if we can create, when we create that bypass with the bus terminal there, to take the congestion away from the borough square and free it up. Of course, that we have implemented the one-way traffic along going north from borough square into Lava, which has greatly assisted the traffic flow. So the bypass will just complete all of the traffic routing changes that we have begun to implement in the town. So it's absolutely appropriate and timely to have this bypass as we construct the administrative building in that vicinity.
Yeah, I know also, Ian, I mean, I also saw that before Christmas you handed over keys to brand new homes to some of your constituents.
Yes, Ian, I mean, that really brought some great joy and excitement. I mean, we've completed about 15 homes that we have handed over. I mean, from the sustainable housing solutions to the World Bank housing to the housing that we have actually done under the Ministry of Housing itself. I mean, we have placed 15 families in homes right before Christmas, giving them their keys, and we still have 6 of those houses ongoing, and about, let's say, 70-80% completed, but not completed finally for people to move. But even yesterday, I mean, one of the buildings was electrified, and the family texted me this morning to say how grateful they were. And what brings most pleasure to me, with all of the houses that we have handed out, is one we actually just completed for 2 homeless guys. Plus, more people who are familiar with the person who know them as Tinam and Bambala.
Yeah,
who basically home there.
Very nice.
Tinam has been in the community center in the hurricane, and Bambala has been like a nomad from one place to the next. So when we actually provide for persons, like that, and all the other families, the other 14 families that I spoke about, and the 6 that are not complete. It really, and to do that at a time, at Christmas time, and giving and sharing, it's just really tremendous. And we're very, very happy for the housing assistance that we've been able to give to the constituents.
Excellent. Well, let's keep pushing. I'm hoping to come to Dodan and Bourne in this month, so I will work with you on the dates. But I know that there are some issues in these 2 communities which we have to address, and so I will come with you to look at them and work with the community to see.
You're always welcome to any part of the constituency. Sure. But nothing labor, and you are labor, and we are, especially in places like Bourne and Dodan. Sure. You are anytime you tell us.
Yeah, let us push to help them. They deserve everything they get in. And of course, we will continue to invest in housing and to put as many families into housing, into the new homes, comfortable homes, resilient homes at the quickest opportunity. So,
absolutely.
Ian, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's keep pushing, as I said. I'm with you on this. I'm with the people of Portsmouth constituency on this. So I want to
Thank you very much
for spending time with me.
And I thank you on behalf of all of the constituents, for all of the work that you continue to help us to accomplish in the constituency.
Sure.
We're very grateful for that.
No,
and we wish you all the best, you and your family.
Thank you.
For the rest of 2022 and beyond.
Thank you. Very wonderful people along in the constituency. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Ian.
Very sincere people, and we continue to give our support to the Dominica Labour Party as we have done over the years.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. All the best. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You too.
Thank you.
Take care. All the best.
Okay, well, we just heard from Honourable Douglas, the Member of Parliament for Portsmouth, on some of the happenings in the town of Portsmouth, and certainly I will assist in overseeing the implementation of these projects. They're very important to the folks there, and they deserve them. And whatever happens in Portsmouth impacts not only the North, but the entire country. And thank you very much. I think we're trying to connect with Honourable Dennis Charles, our Minister for Tourism, International Transport and Maritime Initiatives. Honourable Charles, good evening.
Good evening, PM. And Happy New Year to you.
Same to you, thank you, and compliments of the season. And please convey my sincere regards to Miss Sonia Charles. I haven't seen her in a while, but convey my regards to her, and maybe I'm sure she's listening to. Welcome. Thanks for making the time to be with us here. A lot's happening in tourism, and I commend your leadership, and also that of Honourable Hippolyte and the enthusiasm that you bring to the job. Now, mere days after we welcomed the first direct American Airlines flight to Douglas Charles from Miami, the American Airlines announced it would operate daily flights to our island commencing in April 2022. Have we begun to see the impact of these flights in the tourism sector? And what are the prospects for tourism development in the new year with this new air corridor into our island?
Tim, I first want to start by commending you for your sterling leadership, your continued sterling leadership, especially in cushioning the impact of the pandemic on our fragile economy. And I know we have some exciting projects in 2022. As you rightly said, the American Airlines flight has already made a significant impact on airlift to Dominica. For example, in the month of December, we welcomed a total of 2,500 passengers at Douglas Charles Airport. Of that number, about 500 passengers, 20% of visitor arrivals to Dominica in the month of December was on the American Airlines direct service. So additional 500 passengers came to Dominica who may not have normally, or who may not have been able to come to the destination because of our limited seat capacity, but because of this new service by American Airlines, could come to spend Christmas in Dominica. So this has been really tremendous for us. Our seat capacity increased by 532 in December. In January 1st, it will increase to about 2,800. And from April 2022, we will increase our seat capacity by 23,636. So just to give you an example of how busy it has been at Douglas Charles Airport, on December 18th, we received 269 visitors to Dominica. And so right now, because of the direct service to Dominica, we will see much more visitors on island. So stakeholders are elated because more visitors means a greater spend in our economy from the taxi operators, tour operators, hoteliers, farmers, fisher folks, and certainly more employment has been created, especially in the accommodation sector. So it's really great great for us that we are going to have a daily flight in 2020. And we will continue to work to increase air access to Dominica. And I think that the real crowning on the cake will be the construction of our international airport, which will allow us to receive flights from London, Dubai, China, and really solve all our air access issues. So I'm really excited, PM, and we have to continue to collaborate with our stakeholders in the coming, this year, because we have to continue to push and promote the destination as the best place to visit in the Caribbean. So we'll be having more farm trips. We'll be bringing influencers to the Dominica. And we'll be promoting our destination for romance, for aqua, especially diving, and health and wellness. So I really want to encourage entrepreneurs, small business owners, and anyone in the private sector to take advantage of these opportunities that this is creating. Because as you have more visitors, there is a greater demand for services and activities. Especially, we need a significant boost in our nightlife in Dominica. So I hope that $30 million that you recently mentioned, that you received the first tranche of at the 8th bank, that the entrepreneurs will take advantage of that to make investments in the economy so that visitors can have great experiences on island and have more things to do while they visit the nature island.
Sure. Excellent. Let's keep pushing. Thank you very much for that update. Now, as we all know, hotel development goes hand in hand with air access. We have a number of developments ongoing as we speak. Can you provide to the public, though, an update on these hotel developments?
As you know, Colibri Ridge, our 5-star eco resort, recently opened in December. And I must say, they shared with me that they had a guest who booked the property for 2 weeks, and from all reports, had a wonderful time in Dominica. Currently, we have about 652 certified rooms on island, and I must say, PM, that I must commend you for the re-engineered citizen by investment program, because 652 rooms is not sufficient to be a serious player in the tourism industry. But because of your brilliance, and we have this new investment program, re-engineered investment program, we have under construction Hotel Tranquility Beach Resort, Marriott Anishi, and soon to commence Timbers Consto project. And we also have Sanctuary Resort, which has commenced as well last year. So with the completion of this resort, we expect our room capacity to increase to over 1,100. So I think that even with these investments, there still need for further investment in villas and hotel rooms on island. So I want to send a special message to Mr. Ian Edwards and Mr. Lawrence that we can't wait for Hilton Tranquility and Marriott and Nishi open.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Now, with the Omicron variant causing havoc worldwide, we are seeing that the cruise sector is once again impacted. In Dominica, thank God, though, we are continuing to receive cruise calls and are making plans for significant upgrades to our cruise facilities. Can you tell us about that, please?
Well, the resumption of cruise has gone very well for us since July, to the point that we have now extended to include private tours with combined taxi associations. And I must say that these taxi operators have been adhering to the health protocols, and we have had no incidents so far. This is a very important industry for us, as we have many livelihoods dependent on cruise tourism. And in our DLP Dynamic Dominica Manifesto, we made a commitment to the people of Dominica to renovate our cruise and cargo port. So I must update that discussions are going well on the expansion of our cruise port, and we plan to expand the pier in Roosevelt, and we are also looking at different financing models for the expansion of the cruise port at Woodbridge Bay. So, as I mentioned, we are currently reviewing a memorandum of understanding with a particular developer and exploring our options so we can definitely deliver on that promise to the people of Dominica. Also included in that plan is to build a new ferry terminal in Roseau, which will include shops to feature locally produced products. And I really want to commend the Pirate for Roseau for her drive and passion and working very closely with the Ministry of Tourism so we can truly upgrade those facilities on our journey to modernize the city. I believe these are key infrastructural projects for tourism and trade. So I am just really excited that this project can come on stream this year.
Sure, and we keep our fingers crossed. One of the features of this development is to allow for the berthing of bigger ships, because the ships are getting bigger, and so we need to keep up with the advances that have been made in the cruise industry. And we thank the FCCA and other partners in the cruise industry for their strong partnership and collaboration, and we're very grateful for this. And because cruise tourism is very important to so many of our citizens who rely on this for their livelihoods, and we're very happy we can make this progress in it. I wish you all the best, Honorable Charles. Thank you for being on. Let me say to your constituents, I will come to visit them, God's willing, sometime this week, so that we can help advance some of the interventions which we have promised them in the Soufriere constituency. And I'm sure you will give them the details of my visit over the next couple of days. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, please.
I know they'll be very excited to see you here.
Yeah, especially I want to come to, I'm coming to Savan for sure, and I want to meet the fishermen. They say they want to build some landing facility there with the boats, and we need to absolutely build this resource multipurpose center for my friends in Galion. We need to build this, and I have shared with you some of the design concepts that I believe would certainly fit very well with the ambience in that community. Thank you very much, and God bless you, and God bless your constituents and your efforts in the Ministry of Tourism. Thank you. Now, an important area of focus for the government is the creation of viable, sustainable jobs for our young people. With the commencement of so many new projects in the new year, we expect to see hundreds of Dominicans gain work and employment. But we are also making advances in the area of the digital economy. And I believe this emerging sector has so many opportunities for our young people. And I have carefully selected the minister to lead this in the person of Honorable Cassany Laville, and I believe he is online with us. I want to invite him and welcome him to Anupali. Cassany, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Well, welcome to you. I want to take the opportunity again publicly to wish you a very happy New Year as we all work together towards the transformation of our country. And please convey my sincere regards to your wife and to your children. And very importantly, do not forget this to your wonderful mother. Very wonderful lady. So please convey to her my sincere regards. Welcome, Cassany, to Anupali. Let us get straight into it. You know, as part of the vision for Dynamic Dominica, we secured funding of up to EC $75 million to assist in the development of the digital economy. I am particularly interested in the ways our young people stand to benefit from this, because we really borrowed this money for the young people. And so can you tell us, though, what are some of the opportunities available for our young people in the digital economy space?
So good night to you, PM, and all your listeners. It is certainly a great time to be a young person in Dominica. I must say that I am honored to be associated with a progressive government with the vision to realize that young people are the most inspired group of this generation. So in order to leverage that inspiration and to innovate, I believe we must continue to invest in young people. PM, just last week I was in discussions with the National Youth Council, DYBT, and Dr. King, who is Minister of Youth Development. The plan is that this coming week, we will meet to fine-tune the framework for the youth to access the numerous opportunities that a transformed digital economy will provide. We believe that the youth must be part of that process from the inception. This is how they will gain the confidence in that process. This year, PM, we will continue with the Work Online Dominica initiative. We have partnered with Israel and UNDP, and this has so far transformed the lives of over 120 young people by providing income and opportunities. We're excited to launch the third cohort in February. This has been one of the highlights of my ministry, and I want to openly thank Israel and UNDP for their collaboration. But this is just one program. We will provide support to foster increased adoption of digital technologies. So the young lady or young man from Tibo or Mao who is attending State College can access help with a startup tech application. For the young duo Ali Glaza and Diamond Kelshaw who supported Dexia with the e-commerce app, we can help them to improve and expand this year. The quick deliveries, the shop DOMs, open solutions, MLAJA, you name it. This is the year. This is the year for the young person, and will foster innovation and growth of the youth. And we will achieve this by facilitating training opportunities for youth, providing business advisory services, and even matching grants. We will also provide paid internships and apprenticeship opportunities to facilitate job placement. So this is an exciting time. The training opportunities are there. The funding is there. The government has made the investment. So I encourage all young people to get on board. This is your moment. It's our time to take off.
This sounds very exciting to me and certainly to all young people.
Well, Pierre, you're still young, so you can take advantage of the opportunity.
That's why I said it sounds exciting to me, you know. So I'm not leaving myself out at all, you know. This is great stuff, and this has always been the intention, you know, where the Dynamic Dominica is concerned. It's about transformational interventions, and of course ensuring that we can create better paying jobs, more sustainable jobs for our young people. And so this is not something that I believe the country should take for granted. And I believe that we have an opportunity with your leadership at the ministry to be the leaders in the region where the digital transformation is concerned. So I really want to commend your efforts in this regard. Now, I know you hinted to it, Cassidy, but Component 3 of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project speaks specifically to the creation of digital skills among young people to empower them to create and access online jobs. This component will be implemented, as you indicated, this year. I would like for you to speak for a couple of minutes, a little bit more on this particular component.
Absolutely, PM. My pleasure. So, simply put, digital skills are the foundation for workforce. That's how I see it. With the rapid changes occurring in our world, the way we socialize, do business, we need to adapt and to also adopt to new skills to embrace critical transformation. And even here in our society, we have seen a greater thrust to operating online from e-curfew passes, online payments, pre-travel processes, even church. So digital skills are critical now more than any other time in our history, and this is the new norm. And when I speak to digital skills, it ranges from the very basic computer literacy to research, learning at home, digital etiquette, social media use and marketing, email chat, content creation, data science, programming, you name it. And we recognize that for the youth to be part of that marketplace, there must be an absolute commitment to invest in acquiring and nurturing these skills for the young people. And this commitment is already paying dividends for us. We have acquired 8,000 digital devices, and this has certainly helped our young learners with their classes. These investments will not only allow our youth to access learning opportunities, but that will translate into jobs and will allow them to be innovative to solve modern-day problems. And we are still a developing country, but we believe that our $17.5 million investment in digital skills and technology adoption is a good starting point to prepare our youth. So through digital transformation, we have an opportunity to provide digital skills to various sectors to offer empowerment. So again, PM, this is an exciting time for our young people.
Yeah. And I'm happy that you met with the DYBT and the National Youth Council so that you know, they are sensitized about the opportunities and so they can speak to their membership about those opportunities. So it's really good stuff. Now, you're also the minister responsible for public works and of course, infrastructural works. Work is always one of the more visible indicators of development. What are some of the major projects you are looking forward to in 2022?
Well, I believe this will be another exciting year for infrastructure and development, and we have much to be grateful for because globally this is not a time where countries are investing in many projects, even more so infrastructure. But clearly, this government understands the importance of balance and management and cross-sectoral impact of public works on other productive sectors like tourism and agriculture, trade, and for general access to other services. So next month, we'll be completing the Hillsborough Bridge. Work has been progressing steadily on the 4-kilometer Layu East Road from Hillsborough Bridge to York Valley Bridge, and this will be completed in this new year also. There was a bit of a delay with procuring the girders for Dublin Bridge, but they are here now, and work on the superstructure is now expected to be completed in quick time. Recently, you will recall on December 17th of last year, we did a walkthrough where we accompanied UPM and the Power Rep in Qualio to check on the river walls completed and areas requiring additional protection. And you have certainly given the green light to proceed with this project, and this will most certainly give villagers the comfort to abate their fears related to possible flooding.
Sure.
Similarly, PM will be addressing the field section of the Soufriere Sea Defense Wall. This is another costly intervention, but it is much needed. And I know you mentioned it earlier, but we have Great George Street. The city, we expect to commence rehabilitation of this major roadway. It is all part of the larger Roosevelt program, the vision of the government to transform roads. And while they respect architecture and culture, they still to upgrade it. And we have started a ambitious process. And I'm very happy to be working with the parliamentary representative in the person of Skerrit, who shares that vision and passion, and who has the drive and energy to do it. And we will construct the proper drains, reconstruction, sidewalks, bays, we will restate the base and the road pavement. We'll install lighting and furniture and transfer all utility networks on the ground. So this is certainly the project will result in better defined accommodation for parking, more comfortable pedestrian facilities with accommodation for children and disability. Also, there will be a marked improvement in the aesthetics and the general curb. So that is something to be excited for. Another important project is the upgrade and repair of a few sections of the road leading to the valley. This includes various retaining structures, excavation work, widening, slope stability intervention at various points. You will notice that the wall at Cabot is progressing nicely, and this is necessary to facilitate the transportation of equipment for the geothermal energy project. I'm also excited about the Bagatelle Road. It's another major project to start this year. The extent is about 17 kilometers, done in 2 phases, and this will result in improved carriageway, improved alignment, better drainage, and improved level of service access. Both the works and components will be tendered and processes will be finalized very soon. And this project is yet another transformation project that will provide access to well over 1,000 people, mostly in the parish Patrick. And finally, I eagerly anticipated the road rehabilitation Mao. This near 2 million project will provide enhancement, particularly to the sidewalks and drainage. Not only that, but to offer much needed employment for a young, skilled contractor in a seasoned area. So this is certainly just to name a few. There's so much more ongoing at this time, all in an effort to resolve the challenges, stimulate sector growth, and provide employment for young people in a difficult time. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to serve and to you, my colleagues at Dominica.
Sure. Thank you very much. It's not directly under your ministry, but I also want to say to the listening public that this year we will spend about $15 million on the improvement of farm access roads, and those funds will come from the European Union, and we will thank the European Union for the extraordinary partnership. So $15 million will be spent this year on farm access roads. Cassidy, thank you very much for the update. I know there are many other things that we can speak about that are taking place in the Ministry of Public Works and the digital economy. We have basically highlighted some of the things. We could spend more than an hour talking there. So we want to give God thanks for all of these positive things happening. So have a wonderful evening, and see you tomorrow, God's willing. Thank you very much. Now, I want to reiterate the call for unity in our country as we take on these challenges. This country needs to be united for us to navigate these challenges brought on by this pandemic. And so I'm hoping that this year we can usher in a new perspective and to set aside partisan-inspired hate and discord and return to love of country and people. I mean, we have to go back to the days when we would banter during the election campaign, but the day after we can embrace each other as brothers and sisters. There's no reason why we should allow politics to divide us. It's of no benefit to anyone, and certainly of no benefit to our country. We're going to need each other at some point in life. No man is an island unto himself, and we need to recognize that we have to be our brother's keeper. And it is more difficult to hate someone than to love someone. It takes a lot of energy to carry this hate or this grudge on a daily basis. So my hope and prayer is that we can put our differences aside and recognize that we are one people and we are one nation. And we will, when election time comes, we will fight a hard battle on ideas and policies and programs, on philosophy and even ideology, if we wish. And once the who would have voted in representatives of the choice, we all have to appreciate and respect that and work together for the greater good of our country. And so I am committing myself fully to this, as always, to working with everyone for the greater good of the country. And so we look forward to this new year really inspiring us to set aside our differences and work together. Clearly, hearing from these three ministers this evening, we can certainly sense that there are positive things ahead of us. In the midst of all of this uncertainty, that the government can articulate the so many ongoing projects and programs, and those that are yet to commence. And certainly the Lord has been great to us in our country. And we give him all the praise for this. And so let us work together. I think if we work together, if we have more hands working together, we can achieve even more. And when we achieve in this country, every one of us benefits, and we are setting the path for a more prosperous life for our children and succeeding generations. And each of us must ask ourselves, as adults, what kind of Dominica we would like to bequeath to our children, and what, very importantly too, what will be our contribution to achieving this. And so in this government, we will continue to advance those interventions that will create a dynamic Dominica, interventions that will create more jobs and sustainable jobs for our people, better paying jobs, and that will certainly help the economic and social transformation of our country. We are on course. Many things we can be grateful for that we achieved in the last year, 2021. And certainly, I can tell you, I look to 2022 with hope and excitement. And I say so because in the midst of all of these challenges, one cannot contest the fact that we have been able to achieve great things in the midst of all these challenges. And it is almost magical in a sense of what has been happening. Recognizing the challenges brought to by COVID-19 and recognizing the prolonged presence of these challenges from 2020, 2021, and then we usher in the new year with the same uncertainty. But we are people of hope, and we place our trust and confidence in the Lord that He said He will never forsake us. And we believe Him when He says He will never forsake us. And Dominicans and Dominica have many examples where the Lord did not forsake us. I mean, when you look at Erica and what we have been able to do with the relocation of two communities, two entire villages, when people felt it was impossible to happen, there's no way it's going to happen. And it happened. It happened because the Lord is first. And 90% of our economy affected. Then we look at Maria, with 226% of our GDP affected. 90% of our homes destroyed or completely damaged. And then people felt it's going to take us 20 years to bounce back. And we're able to bounce back quickly. So we have so many things to talk about. Our children, every single child in Dominica at primary school has a device. And we have been able to get vaccines, not only for the first dose, not only for the second dose, but even for a booster shot. And so let us play our part. Each of us, we are in the midst of the pandemic. There are some basic things we can do. We're washing our hands, wearing a mask and wearing it properly, and social distancing where necessary. And so let's not place ourselves in any situations that will compromise ourselves and our families and indeed the entire community. Let us be responsible. I know that there is fatigue, I know that there is weariness, but let us work together with fighting this together. We can't give up. We can't give up the fight against COVID-19. And I am confident by the grace of God, we shall be victorious against COVID-19, and we claim this in the Lord. So we are moving forward. Nothing can hold us back because the Lord is with us and we have the Lord. Nothing is going to hold us back in this country. And so forward we go in 2022 and beyond. Thank you very much. God bless you. Happy New Year to you. I wish you all the best for the new year. And let us work together to build this dynamic Dominica that we all promise ourselves, and certainly the current and succeeding generations. Have a wonderful week. Go forth and serve our God and our country, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for being with me. Thank you very much. God bless.
Hi everyone, I'm Nadia Farrell Peanut, Head of the Adult Education Division.
Hi, my name is Miss Roach. I'm the Minister Secretary for Ministry of Governance.
Hi, I'm Consuelo Warrington, Administrative Assistant at the Establishment Personnel and Training Department.
Hi, I'm Shamin Thomas from the Ministry of Governance.
Hi, I'm Bruna John Baptiste, Senior Clerk, Establishment Personnel and Training Department.
Hi, I'm Emmeline Augustine, Establishment. Just wanted to know that
I got vaccinated.
I got vaxxed.
I got vaccinated. I got vaccinated.
I got vaccinated.
I got vaxxed.
And I encourage you to get vaccinated.
Take the vaccine. Take the vaccine.